Hi everyone, my name is Dinesh Goel. I'm here from Prop Experts. We help people buying properties in the growth area with data stacks. We also help people buying multiple properties and building a sustainable portfolio. Today I'm going to cover a topic auctions, right? Why I'm covering this topic, many of you might know we started buying in Melbourne areas because it looks like it's kind of a bottom of the cycle and data stacks really well in some areas. So we are very active here. But one problem we face here is most of the properties goes on auction, right? I'm not a big fan of auctions. We in last 3 4 months we bought 30 plus properties in Melbourne. Not a single one bought in auction. We attempted couple of them, was not successful. Then we decided, okay, maybe this is not what we want to do, right? I will give you some reasons why auctions are not the best choice and how it can mislead sometimes, right? Very first point I want to discuss is auction guides. Let's say indicative price, right? So these auction guides are most of the cases are very wrong, right? They want to list the property, for example, 690 to 720, but the property actually reserve price is around 800k. So those who are not prepared, they don't know, they feel that they can get at 720, and then when they bid on a property, they struggle. Right? I want to give you some examples on that. Let's watch those examples. So this property was listed in Craigieburn, that is one of our targeted areas. Good land size, 517, a beautiful house. Now this was listed at 690 to 740. Very when I visit this house, I spoke with that agent. I said, would you accept 800k offer? The answer was no, and I was expecting it will definitely go over 800k with the condition of the house, right? So what's happened on the ground, let's watch it.
First score at 843,000. Are we in or out? Please let me know, sir. At 840, you're out. Sure. Silent. At 843 here now. We're selling away at 843,000. First, second, third, and final call at 843,000. We're selling. Selling. You sure? Welcome to Craigieburn. Sold. Congratulations.
You can see in the video so many people on the auction day. When you say 3 4 months ago, 5 months ago, there was not much competition. There's like literally 4 5 6 people bidding for the property. Some properties are passing in. These days in these areas, most of the properties are getting sold on the auction day and going much higher prices. Also you can see the interest. There's a lot of bidders, a lot of groups in front of the property, and property listed for 690 to 740 as the indicative price, but sold for 843k. So it's around 100k or more than 100k from the top range of the indicative price. And this was another one auctioned at the same day. Again, listed indicative price 580 to 620, a good 448 land size. Let's see the crowd.
3,500. 84 online and back to 9.5. 684 and a half.
You can see many people on this auction as well. Property was sold at 693 500. The list indicative price was 580 to 620. So it's $73,000 roughly more than the top range of indicative price. Now you can clearly see the difference between indicative price for the auction and what actual reserves and actual sold prices on the market. So if you decide, yes, I'm going for a to bid an auction, the very first step you have to do is do your comparables, right? It's a very important. Go into the sold section of realestate.com, domain.com, find out the similar properties sold, make a list of them, see what prices they're going. One important thing to understand is do indexing. If the properties sold property data is roughly 4 months ago, 5 months ago, uh, do some indexing. Market, when we started buying in Melbourne roughly 4 5 months ago, private price from there to now it's already moved 30 40,000 in few suburbs where we are targeting the properties, right? So if the property sold properties are a bit older, do the indexing, add that 20, 30, $40,000 in there. But eventually I've tried in few auctions recently to just test the waters. Even though you do that comparables, right, when you go on an auction, there are some emotional buyers. Like most of these markets are, it's more owner occupiers in the market to buy properties, and there's emotions attached to that particular property, so they bid more than what the actual value is. So we don't want to buy overvalued properties for our clients. That's why we just focus on private sales and few off markets as well, right? Now, so that's was first thing, comparables. Second thing which I want to say is, do not compromise on building and pest inspection. It's very, very important to get the building and pest inspection done. I've seen horrible stories. There's a property which we like for the client. We put an offer, we got the property. When we saw the building and pest inspection, literally there was, we see on the face there was no issues, but slab was, literally shrinking. There's a lot of other issues in the property. Inspector just told us not to buy that one, we're going out of contract, right? So sometimes you can't see with your eyes, right? And skipping building and pest just a 700, $800, maybe even less, in few inspectors can do it even less. Don't skip that, right? That's that. If you decide building and pest upfront. The other thing is, when you buy in auction, there's no finance clause as well. We don't really buy without finance clauses, in particular in most of the cases. So if you're buying in auction, make sure your broker is giving you enough assurity that you shouldn't be having an issue going in auction, right? So you're going kind of unconditional on a day one. There's no clauses in the auction, right? If you don't do that, if you do bid on the auction and you don't have finance ready, you should be ready for penalties, right? So that's one thing. That's another thing I want to cover, that first, do comparables. Second, building and pest upfront. Third, check with the broker, have your pre-approval before you go and bid of the property, right? These are three main things. And then whenever you go as a private sale, you can play with your clauses, right? So for example, we put clauses. One more thing in Victoria, working order clause. Building and pest, similar to WA, we bought a lot of properties in WA, now we are buying in Victoria. Building and pest inspection clause is not very, very strong. It's not like Queensland building and pest is that strong. If you say I'm going out of contract, you are out of contract. Whereas in Victoria, you have to add your working order clauses in there, right? Your appliances, your all, uh, air conditioner, dishwasher, all comes in appliances. That should be in a working order before settlement, right? So maybe in an auction, very important another thing is to get your contract reviewed by conveyancers before you go to go and bid for that property, right? So if you follow all these guides, first try not to attend auctions. That's my advice. If you decide, yes, I'm going for auction, please follow these things and it should be all right. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.